All right, how's this for a setup, huh? I've got a very old piece of fake wood on top of a very rickety stand, and I'm a professional video producer. Anyway, I would like to talk about a TikTok that really stuck in my craw. I did delete the app several weeks ago, but sometimes I do think about this old TikTok. It was of some kind of mother holding some kind of child saying something along the lines of, I know that motherhood is very hard, but I don't want this child to grow up watching sunsets, I think the phrase was. Let's move forward with that, even if I am wrong and it's not watching sunsets. I don't know what that means. You open up the comments, it's either people who are just like, oh yeah, so true, or like, what does that even mean? When you open the comments of a TikTok, it shows you what is the search term that people searched for most frequently after watching this TikTok. And obviously, the search term that people search for most frequently after watching this TikTok was, what the hell does growing up watching sunsets mean? So you click that query, that little magnifying glass icon, and instead of giving you an answer, it shows you a big wall of other people who are using that exact phrase in their video. So you don't learn anything because it's 100,000 other people saying, I don't want my baby growing up watching sunsets. I did find one that, according to the thumbnail, said that it would explain what it meant, but it was like 8 minutes long and the person would never got to the point. It was just like, we've got to talk about something, guys. So I don't know what it means. It could mean something very serious. It could be a silly joke. I don't know. But I'm realizing now that there is an immense power in not caring and not wanting to or needing to get the joke. And I realize there's a great power in teasing someone with the joke, especially when I see so many Instagram ads where it teases, like, it's like, you must get Fractal or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know what it is. It doesn't tell you what it is. Is it a physical product? Is it an app? It's just like a comment saying, like, I can't live my life without Fractal. And it's teasing you, like, you must know. And the same reason, I think, is behind making up all these words like quiet quitting and situationship. It's meant to evoke this sort of communal feeling of belonging that you can't achieve until you understand the joke or the point. And I don't want to say making up words as if all words aren't made up. Fun fact, apron used to be called an apron, but so many people would say, I'm wearing an apron, and have it misheard as I'm wearing an apron, that now it's called an apron. So every word is made up and it doesn't matter. That's beside the point. The way that you can apply this, or the way that I apply this to my instructional design, is actually really well put. I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody on some podcast talking about how they used to write jokes for SNL's weekly update. And they said something along the lines of, we wrote them in a way that the viewer was rewarded for getting it and not punished for not getting it. And in my professional life previously, I wasn't often allowed to put humor in my courses. But now that it's all on YouTube, I put a lot of jokes in. And you wouldn't believe how excited and rewarded people felt when I, for example, said Insano style in my cooking for a non-cooker video. I said something along the lines of, you can go Insano style with the spices. And I got so many comments. It's like, guys, it's finally happening. So for some background story, there's a YouTuber named Joel Haver who has a skit online called Insano style, where the joke is he's trying to make Insano style catch on as slang. And so by me referencing that in my video, it's sort of like, oh, guys, it's catching on. It's really happening. And so it's a very rewarding joke for the people that get it. And for the people that don't, it's just like, wow, he had a weird way of saying add a lot of spices. And so that's what I mean about rewarding people for getting the joke and not punishing them for not getting it. I know that there are a ton of jokes or references that people don't get at all, especially because my mom and Bree's mom always tell me that. They'll say something like, there's a lot of jokes that you make in these videos that I just don't understand. And in that same video, the cooking for a non-cooker, I said something like, you will not take this from me, Ned Fulmer. That's how I ended that video, because I always try to end the video with something humorous to say, all right, that's the end. Haha, you want to watch more now, right? Because you feel so light and giggly. A little bit of backstory. There's a guy named Ned Fulmer who used to be in the Try Guys, which was some kind of legacy YouTube group. It doesn't really matter. The point is, it's a reference to something that happened at that time. And if you get it, it's very funny. And if you don't, you understand, oh, the joke is over. The video is over. It ends with a joke. I don't get it, but that's fine. And I think it's sort of like if you were to play Gex now, and it's just like, oh, I feel like I'm waking up at Linda Ronstadt's house at 6 o'clock in the morning. You kind of understand, like, all right, I don't get that. And I think even if I did, it's not like I'd be doubled over, giggling, chortling, and guffawing. So it doesn't really matter that I don't get it. I understand that a joke was made for someone to get. And I guess the way that I will tie a bow around all of this is that as a consumer of media, there is great power in not needing to get every joke. And as a producer of media, there is a certain responsibility to produce it in a way that not everybody feels the need to get the joke. Because otherwise you end up just cutting to old Office clips where it's just like, guys, check out this sandwich. It's so good that this other sandwich makes me be like, no, 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 God, no. And that's my take. Goodbye.